Today I'll be making some pasthol. This is a famous dish that we make for iftar. Generally we make this with beef, but today I'll be making this with chicken.
All these lovely ingredients were ordered by Cargill's online. It's so easy and the things are really fresh. So convenient to make anything. These are the ingredients that I'll be using to make the dough. A little bit of butter, about 2 tablespoons, and coconut, I have grated it, salt and flour, and of course a little bit of water to knead the dough. I have a big bowl here, so I'm adding all the flour. This is a kilo of flour in this bag, so I'm adding about 750 grams of flour. Next, I'm going to season the flour, so adding a little bit of salt. It depends on your taste, not too much because we are going to have some salt in the filling as well. Next, adding the grated coconut. If the coconut is too big and grated not finely, just put it through a sumit and see that it is fine. Next, I have melted the butter and I'm adding the butter. Now we have to see that all these ingredients are mixed and we have a nice pliable fine dough. So adding some water. This is just lukewarm water. Adding the water. Make sure to add little at a time so that it won't be too much. While mixing, you can add the water, and of course nothing like using your fingers to knead a dough. So here it is. I'm using my fingers. It's easy to get the consistency of the dough when you use your fingers. You can see we have a fine dough here, a soft, pliable dough. So I'm going to keep this for some time, at least for 1 hour before we make the pasthol. So I'm closing it with clear film and leaving it in a warm place. Actually, you can leave it anywhere outside, not in the refrigerator. Getting ready to make my filling. Here I have some onions. I have 4 big onions. I'm going to chop it finely, and I'm using the breast and the legs, thighs of the chicken and cutting it into small cubes. My chicken is ready. I'm using both the white flesh of the breast and the black flesh of the thighs. Now the chicken is ready. These are the chopped tomatoes, green chilies, and here I have a boiled potato that I've chopped. I'm using about 350 grams of potato. In a pan, heating some oil. I'm using coconut oil today and adding my chicken. And of course, we have to season the chicken with salt, pepper, and some pandan leaves and a little bit of chopped curry leaves. They give a nice Sri Lankan flavor. Now I'm going to let the chicken cook really well because there's a lot of water in the chicken, so let it all cook until it's really dry and the chicken is cooked thoroughly and all the water has evaporated. Adding a little bit of spice at the moment. This is a little bit of coriander powder. It's a mixture of coriander and cumin powder and a little bit of red chili powder. Actually, red chili powder gives a lovely aroma and a delicious flavor for this curry. So the red chili is absolutely necessary to make this dish. But of course, the quantity depends on your liking. If you like it very spicy, you can add a little bit more. Once the chicken is cooked and dry and all the water has evaporated, I'm adding the tomatoes, green chilies and all the onions that I have chopped. Now what you have to do is just let it cook really well and all the onions and tomatoes have to get combined to this curry. You can see it's getting ready. Everything has cooked really well. The tomatoes have all combined to the mixture and it is a delicious and very fragrant mixture. The whole kitchen is smelling really lovely. Finally, adding the boiled potatoes that I have chopped. Now the filling is done. I've off the fire and finally I'm adding a little bit of lime juice. that gives a really lovely tangy flavor for this dish. Any chicken dish with a little bit of lime enhances the flavor. Mixing it all up once more, and now I'm going to set aside until we're ready to make it.
Hi, now let's assemble our pasthol. I have here the dough that I've already prepared. That has been resting for 1 hour. Then I have the filling that I have already made. And I have some butter, a rolling pin and a little bit of water. So let's see how we are going to make the pasthol. So we have the dough here. Soft. First we'll make small balls. Size, a little bigger than a lime, a size of a small mandarin. Then I have my rolling pin and I have some butter here. So I'm just taking a little bit of butter, rubbing a little butter for the dough, and of course a little for the rolling pin as well. So let's make the first one. Just roll it. You don't need to use flour for this. And it's, as you can see, it's really easy to roll. Roll it thin like a patty. It is the roti dough, so it won't be as thin as a patty. But try and make a nice circle so that you don't need to cut it afterwards. So we have a nice circle here. It's ready. Now I'm going to put some filling. Be generous with the filling because it's quite a big patty. The pasthol is like a patty, but it's bigger. So this is the filling. Just put a little bit of water on either side. And just fold it like this. Now you have a big patty. What we are going to do is just press the sides really well so that the dough is thinner there. And just start twisting. Just twist this. Keep twisting it so that it gets sealed properly because we are going to fry this. Seal it nicely. So when your pasthol is done, this is how it will look. So we are going to make all the pasthols just like that. So here I
Getting
go.
my frying pan ready. So
Until
I
the
have
dough
put the
is finished,
fire on. Make
can
sure
take
that the
the
fire is very light, because when we fry the pasthol, we must make sure the pasthol fries really well. The whole batter fries from inside. So you can't put it on a very high heat. Now first letting my oil heat. I'll be using coconut oil. I love the flavor of coconut oil, and this dough has coconut in it. That's why it's so delicious, and that's why it's different from an ordinary patty. Now slowly place each pasthol softly so that nothing breaks and it fries evenly. While frying, make sure to turn it on either side so that it's fried thoroughly. Now the pasthols are ready. Now I'm going to let it drain. A tissue, a kitchen towel is fine to let the oil drain. If you have a wired rack, that's fine as well. Now the pasthols are ready. It looks beautiful, smells amazing, and I can't wait till it's time for iftar to have a go at it. As much as it's delicious, it's a very filling dish. I'm sure your guests and your family will enjoy having them as much as I do.
God.
So we have completed making the pastos and here it is all ready. So let me see how it is when you break one. This is how it's going to look when it comes. You can see the dough is soft and fried beautifully and the filling is absolutely delicious. So I'm sure you are going to enjoy your Ramazan iftar with this addition to your table. See you soon. Bye for now.
A big thank you to Kagils Online for making it so convenient to order all my ingredients.